It's certainly been a more active Atlantic tropical basin. Recently, we've had a number of storms develop. You can see we've added to the list Emily, Franklin, Gert, and Harold all within the past few days. Harold, the latest, that one's going to bring rain to Texas. We're going to break all of this down for you. Taking a look, here's Harold back in the Gulf of Mexico. We have Franklin down here in the eastern and central portions of the Caribbean. We have what's left of Gert, and it's barely holding on. Remnants of Emily were swept away. A couple areas we're still monitoring out to the west as well. These have a little bit of an opportunity to maybe develop, but not looking as great. Let's focus on what's out there right now. You can see, again, in the Gulf of Mexico, we have Harold. A tropical storm movement now west at 18 miles per hour. Maximum winds still 45, gusting to 60 miles per hour. It is going to make landfall later as we get into the early afternoon, and it's going to continue to move off to the west, maybe eventually a little bit more to the northwest. But it's bringing some rain across southern parts of Texas and northern Mexico here. This is an area that could actually use the rain. You take a look at the drought situation down across Texas. They've been in moderate to, in some cases, severe drought. It's been extreme drought across central Texas and back along the coast farther to the north. But again, as Harold comes in, that's actually a benefit to these areas. They do need some rain. And again, it is a very minor tropical storm. Winds on the minimal end of the range, around 45 miles per hour or so sustained. With this system, it's stronger. This is Franklin. Right now, winds of 50. Movement is west at 3. It's starting to slow down. It's going to make the turn to the north, and it is forecast to intensify a little bit before coming across the Dominican Republic sometime early Wednesday. Wednesday morning, we'll see it moving over the Dominican, and then eventually later Wednesday exiting back out over the waters. Eventually, it is forecast to strengthen to a hurricane. So again, this one looking to pick up a little more intensity as it moves towards the Dominican Republic, and it produces the rain there, then eventually gets back out over the water. Here is Bermuda. You can see this thing is still pretty far off to the east and the southeast. It is forecast by the models to come back a little bit closer and pass between Bermuda and the United States. It should still remain several hundred miles off to the east of Hampton Roads, so we're not really concerned with that one coming in, but it's something that we want to watch carefully, and we'll do that, certainly kicking up some of the wave action later in the weekend and into next week. We're going to be watching for that. All right, then we have Gert down here, a tropical depression. It's encountering some shear, and it shouldn't last too much longer through the afternoon. As you can see, over on the other side of the Atlantic, we have the Cape Verde Islands, a few hundred miles off to the west of that. We have this tropical wave with a 50% chance of development over the next 7 days. There's another weak wave here, only a 20% chance of development as it moves off to the north. So neither one of these systems a direct threat to our area, obviously, but it is something that we will keep a close eye on over the coming days and weeks. Again, Hampton Roads, we'll keep an eye to everything. Down to the south, Harold approaching the Texas coastline. We have Franklin headed towards the Dominican Republic, and a couple other areas we're monitoring as well. Stay tuned to 13 News Now for updates.